righty, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, boys and girls, this is Bill David, president of Chapter 582. We call it the 582nd out at Tango Delta Zulu, coming to you about this month's general meeting, which is slated to be about 6:30 this Thursday, the 21st, out at the Tom Walsh Learning Center upstairs from the hangar at Toledo Metcalf Airport. We usually have some kind of a special feature. I like to hold court, different things we do for the meetings, but this time it's going to be pretty much all business, which I don't like doing. However, I think it's necessary to go over a few things this time. I like to think of it as going to be kind of a state of the chapter address. Let you know what the current administration, myself, and John and Glenn have done over the past year, and what we plan on doing in the next year. I plan on running for president. I don't know about John or Glenn, but I think they'll probably have, they'll let us know during the meeting. So that's one of the things we got to talk about. We got to put together an election, try to find anybody that might be wanting to run for one of the officers' positions, to be nominated for one of the officers' positions. That's one thing we got to talk about. Another thing that's probably on everybody's mind that has any kind of an understanding of what goes on out there at the EAA 582nd. The tax situation we find ourselves in has been resolved pretty much. Joe Deaton says he's going to come to the meeting. Hopefully he will. He doesn't come to a lot of meetings, but if he comes to this one, he's been at a couple of meetings with the Port Authority. They put together some kind of a resolution to this, and there's some documents excuse me, we can go over. But he thinks, and I agree, and we had Rick Martin, our attorney buddy out in Hawaii, look over the documents, and I think it's a good deal is where we're going to get from the Port Authority. So we'll go over that, and it'll be entered into the record, our conversation about that. We got a simulator put together. The volunteers that have been working on a simulator have done an outstanding job. It should be up and running for a little demonstration at our meeting, and we'll go over a little bit about that. Corbin Friend will probably take the lead and talk about some of the upcoming stuff we intend to do with the simulator program. Long time coming, but it should be wrapped up here in the next month or so. The tool program, not many people borrow tools, but a lot of times when the tools go away, they never come back because we don't have a good system. We had one, but it stopped working. Well, I've got it resurrected, so I'm real excited about that. And it's more than a tool program, it's an inventory program. So I'd like to get a couple people together and maybe start filing some of the stuff in inventory that we have around the hangar. Youth night is the last Thursday of every month, the fourth Thursday. First one's IMC Club, second one is VMC Club, third one is the general meeting, and the fourth one is for what I call Youth Night. And Casey Putsch of Genius Garage is going to be there, and we're going to talk about a little program we're trying to put together, probably with the AMA, the American Modelers Association, to get something really rolling on Youth Night. I'm really all about youth, and of course I'm big into model airplanes, so that's perfect for us to be talking about, and I'd like to put together a program for this year where the kids can maybe get involved with building some model airplanes or whatnot, but something to let them know a little bit about aviation and airplanes. Let's see here. That's Youth Night, which brings us up to the weak signals discussion. Rick Letterman is a big wheel at the Toledo Weak Signals, and that they have a model airplane show every year downtown Toledo. Great show. I like to go there and buy one of the latest little helicopters so I can fly it around the house and drive my wife and my dog nuts. But we're going to probably have a table there, and we can tell people a little bit about Chapter 582 and what we do out at the 582nd, and go over some of like the IMC, VMC, and Youth Night. And who knows? But I'd be looking for a couple of volunteers to man the tables, to talk to people who might be interested in the EAA or some of the things we do at the 582nd. So that's one of the things we'll be doing. Let's see here. We got elections coming up. Did I already say I'm going to run for president? I don't know. This is my third attempt at making a video tonight. And I can't remember from 1 minute to the next what I said in the last one or this one, but I plan on running for president. And the QRH, I should have an operating copy of the QRH, and that's a quick reference handbook, and it's designed to have all the information. So if, say, like I was to be abducted along with John and Glenn on an alien spaceship and taken to another planet, I know what you're thinking. How could we run the chapter? Well, you'll be able to pick up the QRH book, and it'll give you some guidelines on how to structure a meeting or when the meeting should be, and try to bring some standard operating procedures into the EAA so that each administration pretty much does the same thing as the one prior. Some continuity to the whole program. What else have I got here? I want to talk about a ride board. I've talked about that before. Maybe we can get somebody rolling on figuring that thing out at this meeting. And then the last thing I want to talk about is QRH, is the end of Table Saki. Table Saki's gone bye-bye. It's been around since Dave Schessler, our first president, started with me, and I don't know when it was. But we taught a number of people how to fly, and had a good time doing it, and recruited some really good members for the chapter. And so it's gone away. I don't want everybody to start crying. What are we going to do? Well, because I got something figured out on that. That's what the flare is about, but it's actually not going to be called the flare anymore. It's the ST1, Sport Trainer 1 is what the official name of it's going to be. So we'll talk about Table Saki and what it's done and what we've done, and it's gone away. And I think that is about it. That's enough for, to be talking about in one meeting for sure. So I hope to see you there. Now, if you want to get something to eat, Carolyn's Catering, who always does an outstanding job, is going to feed us that night. It's going to be some kind of chicken something or other disc or something like that. I forget. I looked at the menu. It looked good. So if you want a meal, make sure you register. Don't put it off. Register now. You can always withdraw if you can't come, but just make sure you got a meal. I expect there'll be more than usual crowd showing up this time for this meeting. I don't know why I said that, but maybe there will be. And so make sure you call or register so I can make sure that you have a meal. I'll send out an email to remind you, and that's about all I've got to say about that. So in the meantime, as always, ask not what your chapter can do for you. Ask what you can do for your chapter. Oh, don't everybody jump up and say, Bill, I want to help do this. I want to help you do that. And we want to make this happen. And we want to paint this room. And we want to do all that, because I couldn't take it. My heart would go into cardiac arrest, and I'd probably float away. But I'd be happy if a few people did want to get involved with some of the stuff we're going to talk about at this meeting. So I hope to see you there. And holiday season is upon us. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, whatever. See you at the meeting. Goodbye.